Chuck Koplinski here, film critic for the Illinois Times. We're here at the Route 66 Film Festival, and I am here with three very enthusiastic and talented filmmakers. Travis Pittman, Kelly Daniela Norris, and Matthew Cadet. Their film Sinnerman is here, and I'll tell you, this one really knocked me back on my heels when I saw it. This is not your lightweight stuff that we see here. A little heavy. Now, Sinnerman is you based this, or was he inspired by a song that maybe perhaps people aren't familiar with? Can you tell us a little background about this song?
It's inspired by the song Sinnerman, so it's the same title, and it's a traditional song, but it was popularized by Nina Simone. And I actually sent the song and a bunch of her pieces to Travis when he was in the Peace Corps. And so I think that's when he fell in love with the song, and that's what inspired the writing.
Yeah, this was in Ghana. I think I got the idea to turn it into a film while riding one of their public buses on a very long trip. Got to put the headphones in, put the blinders on, and just zone out. Love the song, very powerful, particularly her version. And it just struck me that it had this great structure, sort of very loose. You're following the sinner man. He runs to the rock, he runs to the river, to the sea, to the Lord. The Lord turns him away, says go to the devil. And we sort of took that structure and put a story to it.
Yes. Yeah, the movie, more than anything to me, seems to be about choices, and how we all have to make certain choices, and we all reach those crossroads in our lives. How did you approach that? I mean, as far as conveying this, because obviously your character goes through a great deal in a short amount of time. I mean, we run about 19 minutes on the movie, right? Yeah. And a great deal is covered in this area. How did you approach this?
Well, at first, actually, I never thought that I'd actually do a drama like I did in this movie, and preparing for it was difficult at times, but you know, just thinking about the role, the part that I have to play, just overcoming that fear, like the overall aspect of the movie itself, and you know, I thought I did a pretty good job. I just didn't I didn't want to be overconfident about what I did, but I believe that this movie came out pretty well.
Did a good job. You got some emotional depth there.
I believe it came out well too.
This is his first film.
Let me just say, I was angry at you at the end of the film, so nice. You did a great job.
That's funny. Yeah. When I see him at the very end, I get a little angry too, even though
you know him. I mean,
I made him do it, really, by writing it.
So how did we talked about the song a little bit, but how did you come up with this idea particularly about this young man who he's made a mistake, and he needs to take responsibility, but he doesn't necessarily do this. How did that come about?
Well, I think it came just from the concept of sin, and I wanted to explore the idea of what is an unforgivable sin, and is there such thing as an unforgivable sin? And so it had to be something really bad. And I also, so the act itself, I think I came up with around that time. I was definitely inspired by the novel Native Son by Richard Wright. And I almost view the film as sort of a modern update. I definitely wanted to be dealing with the idea of this young man, African American, but I mean more than that, obviously from a poorer background, and is sort of engaged with this higher society that he's trying to rise up in and trying to be successful in. And you know, what sort of pressure is that, and what toll is that going to take? So I mean, I definitely like the song. This particular version came out of the civil rights movement, and it was important to me that the film touch on some of these issues as well.
So how long did it take you to shoot, and what'd you spend?
The shooting days were I teach, and so it was during a vacation, a week vacation, and I covered 5 days of the vacation, so straight shooting days. As far as budget, we were definitely lacking. We relied on a lot of volunteers. All of our actors worked for free. We didn't pay for any of the locations or anything like that. that.
Borrow the camera from
Borrow
a
the
friend of
camera.
ours.
Our DP and sound recorders actually took huge cuts because they really liked the project.
Yeah,
So
we spent
really cheap. It was
most
like
of our shooting budget on those two members of the crew.
Yeah.
More than anything.
And so it was around like a little over $1,000
Yeah.
for the whole thing.
Actually, we spent more money securing the rights to the music than we
Yeah.
did on the actual shooting.
Yeah.
But that's a familiar story, probably.
Right. Last question, Matthew.
Yeah.
How did this change you at all in any way playing this role? Or I get the impression maybe you do more lighthearted or comedic work. You said that you never thought you'd do something like this.
I believe I'm a funny guy, you know.
He
But
is.
this movie actually, you know, showed me the light. You know, I believe that I can do, you know, more dramatic, you know, more crying, more, you know, more getting people upset at me.
There you go.
You know, and it's actually it's fun.
You need to build on that.
Yeah, it's overwhelming. It was my first movie ever too. So.
Well, you need to build on that as well. Travis, Kelly, Matthew, Sinnerman, we're at the Route 66 Film Festival. Come check it out.